Chers téléspectateurs, vous êtes de retour sur le plateau d'Africa 24 en direct de Casablanca au Maroc, car vous le savez, le forum Afrique Développement s'y poursuit. Et nous recevons sur ce plateau un invité qui participe et qui vient de faire son speech sur le podium de la cérémonie d'ouverture. Il s'agit de Tony Eloumelu, président de Health Holding, de UBA Group PLC et de Transcorp PLC. Cette interview se déroulera en anglais car notre invité est anglophone. Welcome. It is a pleasure to have you here, Mr. Eloumelu.
It's a pleasure to see you.
After Washington a few weeks ago, you have made quite an impressive speech about energy once again here in Morocco. So it seems that this topic is unavoidable nowadays.
Well, for me, access to electricity is so important to humanity and to us in Africa in particular because of the benefits of improved access to electricity. In Africa, we lack over 600 million Africans who have access to electricity and also lose the benefits of having access to electricity. We cannot, in the 21st century, be talking of developing Africa without fixing electricity. And so to me, that is why it's personal, it's important, and it is something all of us who consider ourselves as true Africans should be concerned about.
And do you think that multiplying the speeches will grow awareness in Africa, saying it again and again and again and again?
So first is speeches per se create only awareness and maybe a call to action. But what is important is investment. What's important is formulating and implementing the right policy that will help attract investment to fix and improve access to electricity. I would say that I don't only make speeches. I am an investor in the power sector. I have the biggest power generating plant in Nigeria. We have capacity for over 750 megawatts. And so that is a call to action. And the speech and speeches is just to create more awareness, galvanize others, galvanize our development partners and the rest of the world to say we need investment in power in Africa. Galvanize African investors to say invest in Africa because no one is going to develop Africa but us. So we don't need to be waiting for others to help us. We need to also put our money in Africa. And it's also talking to our government to say capital goes to where it's welcomed. For investors to come to Africa, we need to deal with policy inconsistency. We need to make sure that we create an enabling environment that will attract capital, and when capital comes, it stays. Our leaders need to understand that investment in power is a long-term investment, not a short-term investment. So for all of this, we need advocacy. We need to talk. For more than advocacy, we need to invest, and we are doing both.
And when you come to those type of events, you meet other investors or people investing in the private sector. Do you feel like it is a permanent, a constant matter to them, the question of energy, for example?
What I know is that the development of Africa is important to Africans, and it is important to the rest of the world. Poverty anywhere is a threat to mankind everywhere. And so if we don't fix power deficiency or deficit in Africa, it's a threat to everyone. And I would say that since President Obama came to Africa, I think that was 2013, and talked about trade, launched Power Africa Initiative, talked about trade and investment, it has kind of heightened the awareness level, and the consciousness of the world in Africa. The biggest power company in the world, General Electric, the president of General Electric, the CEO of General Electric has visited Nigeria about 2-3 times now. He's coming again. We're meeting next week. And I see all of this as positive signaling, and not just signaling, actual interest in Africa and helping to fix the power issue. Yes, the shortage of power in Africa is a challenge for Africa, and it's a challenge and threat to the rest of the world. That is why we must fix it.
For the rest of the world, is it an opportunity only for them to make profits, for example, investing in the private sector, or do you think that they are really trying, let's say, for example, to help our continent? I
think it's a combination. There's nothing wrong in helping. In fact, we say, and I say, the 21st century aid and giving, 21st century philanthropy or charity should be catalytic, should be in a manner that will help people become self-sufficient and not perpetually dependent. So if they will do it because they want to give, it is very good, it's welcome, we should encourage it. But what we say is, when you want to give us in a manner that helps us to become self-reliant. This is good. Two, they see it also as an investment opportunity, because it is indeed huge investment opportunity. And if we had the right enabling environment in Africa, we really shouldn't be begging people to come to invest. Because people, listen, capital, I go to invest where my money is welcome and where I feel my money is protected and where I feel politics are stable and consistent. All of this you get in countries and regions of the world that are serious. So we need to turn Africa into that and begin to see dividends of such.
And last year, Nigeria wasn't as represented as it is this year. What reasons made you come here and become the ambassador of the private sector?
I would say that we need a united Africa, and not just one that is united by United Nations, that political union. We need to see the private sector and Africa cooperate, integrate. And when the executive chairman of Atijari Wafa Bank approached me to come, I thought this would be the least I could do in this circumstance, because a platform that helps to bring all of us together. We need to begin to cooperate. We need to begin to embrace our North African brothers and sisters as Africans. We need to win them back, bring them back. And we also need to invest in this part of the world, as we need them to invest in our Sub-Saharan Africa. And finally, the topic, the theme is so brilliantly chosen. It doesn't get better than this. Two critical matters that are close to my heart: access to electricity because of the benefits, and food security issue. We, Africa population, we depend a lot. We have massive youth unemployment, and agriculture provides over 60% of our jobs on the continent. And it is one, in addition, also provides food, nutrition, right nutrition, and we can actually feed the world and grow and develop the continent. So these two topics holding in Morocco, that's North Africa, in Africa, we need to give it all our support, and we need to be here.
Do you think that Africa is more united in 2016 than it was
certainly.
in 2010, for example?
Clearly. You just said it. The reason I didn't come last year, I didn't come the year before. This is the 4th year of this, and now we're all here. You can see the representation. Shows a realization that the 21st century private sector leaders in Africa must collaborate, must partner for us to truly develop Africa. And we must know that no one but us will do it. And so if we don't do it, others will even have confidence to come invest here. We need to tear the barriers to trade. We need to make sure that people can move very freely intra-Africa. And we need to make sure that we collaborate, both at government and private sector level, to create basic infrastructure that we need: rails integrating Africa, ports integrating Africa, and also power.
So you'll be here next year?
Well, God keep us alive. We will continue to support one another.
Besides your activities in the private sector, let's speak about the Tony Elomelu Foundation to finish. The entrepreneurship program application portal opened for entries on January the 1st and will accept applications until the 1st of March. It was a success last year.
Yes.
Do you know yet if you have many female applicants or applicants coming from the French-speaking countries of Africa?
So, first is last year was hugely successful. That was the first year. We got 20,000 applications from 51 or 52 African countries. We selected 1,000 people from 51 African countries. Out of these 1,000 people, 30% are females, 70% males. And out of these 1,000 or so, North Africa, I would think, represent about 10%. What do I want going forward? I want to see more female participation.
50-50.
Exactly. You took the word out of my mouth. I'd like to make sure, I'd like to see 50-50. So my message to everyone, and you using this platform, to all Africans, let us encourage our females to invest, to apply, because a female entrepreneur has capacity statistically and from what we know to transform lives, to help develop the continent. So we need less balance and have 50-50. Another thing call our user platform to make is we want more representation, more application for North Africa, because one of the ways we have to integrate and come together. Francophone, Anglophone, Africa, Lusophone is very good. I like the spread, the balance very strong. But North Africa, 10% is not enough. So we need to see more. So they should take advantage. This is last week, they should apply so that we'll have more for North Africa.
Thank you, Tony Elumelu, for answering these questions.
Thank you very much. Good to meet you again.
Merci à vous, chers téléspectateurs. C'était donc Tony Elumelu qui participe à ce forum Afrique Développement en direct de Casablanca. Nous allons marquer une pause, vous laisser continuer, visionner la suite des programmes et on se retrouvera tout au long de cette journée pour vous faire profiter des programmes qui sont liés à ce forum. Merci à vous. À tout à l'heure.